So this is the press conference by Minister IWAYA. Minister, over to you. Thank you very much. The Kansai Osaka Expo has finally started. I myself, on the 11th, I had talks with a Minister of Foreign Affairs of Luxembourg who visited Japan to participate in the Expo. And yesterday, on the 14th, I had talks with the Ministers of Foreign Affairs of Honduras and Colombia. This evening, I will hold the second comprehensive and strategic partnership initiative ministerial level meeting with Mr. Jaber, Minister of Industry and Advanced Technology and Special Envoy to Japan of the UAE. During the meeting, we will confirm the progress of bilateral cooperation in a broad range of areas, including politics, economy, energy, including renewable energy, space, advanced technology, and education. And also, we will confirm the further strengthening of bilateral relations through the Osaka Kansai Expo. That is all from me. Thank you.
For those of you who have a question, please raise your hand. When you're appointed, please come to the closest microphone. Please identify your company and name and ask your question. DigiPress, Chiba-san. This is Chiba from DigiPress. Hello. I would like to ask about the Armitage, former U.S. Deputy Secretary of State, passing away. You have met him in January, so I would like to hear your thoughts regarding this. As you have mentioned right now, in January, I have just met him, so I was very surprised. Mr. Armitage, former U.S. Deputy Secretary of State, I have been notified about him passing away, and I am in deep sorrow. And just before, I have sent out my message of condolences. Armitage, former U.S. Deputy Secretary of State, had deep knowledge regarding the policies towards Japan, and for a long time has dedicated himself to strengthening the Japan-U.S. alliance. And furthermore, in the U.S., he also has contributed to the promotion of the understanding towards Japan in a bipartisan manner. I myself, up to this point, have met with Mr. Armitage, former U.S. Deputy Secretary of State, many times, and I have had various exchanges each time I have met with him. And this was a sudden notice of him passing away. And when I have met him in January, he was in a wheelchair. However, he was very energetic. So I am regretting his loss. Through his activities of assuming the important positions in the government, starting with the Deputy Secretary of State. And he has closely cooperated with Japan and worked on the Japan-US diplomacy, and this was a major contribution to this solid Japan-US alliance that we have never experienced to this point. I would like to express my sincere condolences together with my full respect to his various activities while he was alive, and my sincere sympathy to his bereaved family.
Next, Kamimura-san from Yomiuri Shimbun. I'm Kamimura from Yomiuri. As you mentioned at the outset, as was discussed last week, the Expo has started, and there are diplomatic schedules related to that. What's your impression of Expo diplomacy? And are there any other plans of talks with the heads of state or with foreign ministers? On the 12th, Before or after the opening ceremony, multiple countries sent ministerial class dignitaries, as I have mentioned. Also that Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs Betel of Honduras and Foreign Minister Reina from Honduras, Minister Betel from Luxembourg, and Minister Sarabia from Colombia were able to have very good talks with them. As I have mentioned, after this, I plan to have a meeting with Minister Jabel of UAE. But still, in terms of Expo diplomacy, this has just started. There are 180 days going forward. So during this opportunity, I'd like to, as much as possible, meet with many counterparts. And Prime Minister Ishiba today had very good talks with President Berdimuhammedov Hamedov of Turkmenistan today, who was also present at the first National Day of the Expo. National days are scheduled almost every day. We intend to have visits of dignitaries from many countries. Tomorrow, from Tonga, His Royal Highness Crown Prince Tuputu Ulukala, Minister of Foreign Affairs and Minister of Armed Forces, is going to have a meeting, and the day after tomorrow, a meeting with the Foreign Minister Andal of Grenada is scheduled. Other meetings are being coordinated, but I plan to have active talks with our counterparts visiting Japan and strengthening the relationship with these countries.
Next question, please. NHK, Yonezu-san. My name is Yonezu from NHK. Defense Minister Nakatani, starting from this month 19th, the Japan Maritime Self-Defense ship is going to call at port at Cambodia's Liam Navy base. And this port has just completed expansion construction work by China, and there's a concern that it will be used for military purposes. So I would like to hear your thoughts regarding this call at port of the Japan Maritime Self-Defense ship, and what is this meaning of this for this regional situation. The Maritime Self-Defense Force ship is scheduled to call at port Liam Naval Base of Cambodia from the 14th of April to the 22nd. Cambodia for Japan is an important partnership for a free and open Indo-Pacific realization. And also, Cambodia is the first country out of the ASEAN nations that have expressed its support to this way of thinking. This call at port, under the trust relationship between Japan and Cambodia, is going to be conducted of realizing the free and open Indo-Pacific. That is my understanding. And also, Cambodia is saying that it would like to make the Liam Navy base an open port to all of the countries repeatedly. And this times Japan Maritime Self-Defense Force ships call at port, as Cambodia side is also saying, is expected to be one of the help to become the base that is open to all of the countries in the world.
Next question, Sakaguchi-san from Kyodo Press. Sakaguchi from Kyodo Press. About the Trump administration tariff measures, I have a question. Prime Minister Ishiba on the 10th had a telephone talk with Prime Minister Starmer of the UK and Prime Minister Wong from Singapore. And I believe they discussed about President Trump's tariff measures. The United States has implemented these tariff measures, and what do you think of the importance of responding cooperation with other countries? And going forward, do you plan to cooperate with other countries facing the same issues? Well, rather than how to interpret the word cooperation is a point. The broad-ranged trade limitary measures or tariff measures implemented by the American government will impact the economic relations of Japan and the US and also impact the global economy and the multilateral trade regime as a whole. Japan, based on instructions by the Prime Minister, we will study in details the content of these tariff measures and analyze sufficiently the impact and have close cooperation among the relevant government agencies and implement measures such as strongly asking the American government to reconsider these measures. Soon, Minister Akazawa, in charge of negotiations, is scheduled to travel to the United States. And as I have mentioned, communication with the friendly countries of like-minded countries would also be beneficial. And from that perspective, last week, Prime Minister Ishiba had a telephone call with Minister Starmer of the UK and Prime Minister Wang from Singapore on the 14th. The tariff measures implemented by the US, what kind of impact will that give to the world economy and the trade regime? I understand there was a broad range of discussions on those subjects. What will contribute to the national interest of Japan? Among multiple options, what is the most effective? We will respond to those issues, taking these into consideration.
Next question, TV Asahi Ida-san. Ida from TV Asahi. I would like to ask about the Maritime Corps Air Station Futenma, the alternative facility construction. In 2020, CSIS, a U.S. think tank, actually announced a report to question the construction of the alternative facilities. And they were contacted by the Japanese embassy in the United States and Japanese government, and was told that they will spend the necessary time and will pay a high amount of money to construct the base, and intention to invest funds to construct this base. That was the objection that was made. So I would like you to explain about the background on the contact and the effects. I am aware of that reporting, and there are various think tanks in the United States, and with them from normal times we have various exchanges with the relevant people, but I would like to refrain from commenting on each of the reported matters as the government. The members of this think tank at the start was saying that maybe it's difficult to transfer to Henoko, but our country made the explanation that that is not the case, is what was probably done. And the Maritime Corps Air Station Futenma is considered to be the world's most dangerous base because it is set in the middle of the city. Therefore, I'd like to realize the full return of this as soon as possible. And based on that thought, we are working on the construction of transferring it to Henoko. And in order to alleviate the host nation support, we would like to, a burden, we would like to have a close relationship with the United States and move this forward.
Kamimura-san from Yomiuri Shimbun. Kamimura from Yomiuri Shimbun. About Secretary Armitage, I had an additional question. When you met him in January, he was in wheelchairs, but he looked fine, you mentioned. What kind of exchange did you have? What was the atmosphere then? Could you tell me that as much as possible? I think you met him for quite a long time. Yes, it's not a diplomatic talk, but I will refrain from disclosing the details of a discussion. I have met him multiple times. When I was the defense minister, I met him and talked about multiple subjects. So we also talked about old days. And now the second Trump administration had just started in the US. It was immediately after that, so about Japan-US relations going forward, I had a lot of suggestions from him, and we covered a broad range of subjects. So this concludes the conference. Thank you very much. Thank you.